Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Big Brain, here today on Doordarshan to witness the 4th national semi-final of RBIQ. Brought to you by the Reserve Bank of India as a new idea for our youngsters who are still in school. This quiz, over the last couple of years, has become a massive movement. The objective, to make our young kids who are in school at this stage to perhaps understand issues related to money, their prudence about investment, their ideology of banking, and to probably equip them to be more solid investors and to be careful and handle money in a more informed manner as they grow into a future. India itself is growing and growing at a rapid pace. All of this is going to require us to equip many more of our citizens of the future to be prudent with their finances to make India a more robust economy in the years ahead. As a nation, we do not necessarily equip our children with financial awareness while they are in school. Hence, a body like the Reserve Bank of India has chipped in to create a city that transcends across 62 locations of India, making it the largest inter-school quiz in the country. Over 10,000 students have been part of this just this year, as we've gone across every single possible corner of this country to identify these top teams. With us here today are teams from across the eastern side of India, all outstanding champions from their respective locations who've made it here today to the semi-final of the East. For the moment with us here today are 4 champions, of whom one will go into that big finale. At this stage, we will take a look at who these 4 teams are and then move into our quiz final. Starting with my extreme right here today, representing Sai International School from Bhubaneswar as our first finalist, Vivek and Akshay. Welcome to the two of you. Neighboring them as our second finalist here today, from the lovely city of Jamshedpur, Loyola School, Rahul and Tanaj, which are here today. Welcome to the two of you. On my near left, representing Ishan International School from Patna, we have with us Siddharth Srivastav and Aditya Dubey. Welcome to you too. And as we cut across to the northeastern side, Siliguri, representing them, Army Public School with Mayank and Soumya. Welcome to you. तो ये हैं हमारे 4 फाइनलिस्ट्स हमारे चौथे सेमीफाइनल में. पूरे भारत के हम लोग टूर करके ऐसे इंटेलिजेंट टीम्स हमारे साथ आज फाइनल में आए हैं पूरे इंडिया से. और आज का हमारा ये जो सेमीफाइनल है ये ईस्टर्न जोन का सेमीफाइनल है. इन चारों में से एक टीम यहाँ से नेशनल फाइनल में प्रवेश करेगा. पहले से 3 सेमीफाइनल में से वाराणसी, नागपुर और मैंगलोर नेशनल फाइनल में पहुंच चुका है. चौथा टीम इन चारों में से कोई एक होगा. अब हम खेलेंगे RBIQ इन चारों टीम के साथ. शुरू करते हैं पहला राउंड, जिसका नाम है पिगी बैंक. ये रहा आपके सामने. On the first frontier of this battle, we will go clockwise, यानी कि हम साई इंटरनेशनल से शुरू करेंगे और चौथा सवाल होगा आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल के लिए. 10 points, the value of a right answer, irrespective of whether it's a direct or a pass. The value remains the same. The first 2 rounds will pass and the remaining rounds are on the buzzer. For the moment, we'll start with the first frontier with Sai International School. If you don't know the answer, it passes clockwise. If you do, you get 10 points if you get it right. Your question will be a visual coming up on your screen as the first one. Here we go. This is one of the world's youngest currencies, if one should call it that. Identify the country. It would be one of the world's youngest currencies. Sai International. Go ahead.
Is it South Sudan?
South Sudan. Oh, you got a North and South Sudan becoming different countries. The currency of South Sudan. Plus 10. Very clever, crafty answer. Well thought out. As we go on to our second team, Loyola from Jamshedpur, your question from me. It's the first microfinance institution to get a banking license in India. Which one? Which is the first microfinance institution to get a banking license in India? Significant.
NABARD.
Passing you on NABARD. Ishan International.
Is it Bandhan Bank?
Bandhan Bank will give Patna their first 10 points. Good one. And we move across to Patna to take their question. On your screen is the question. Here we go. He was the finance minister during the nationalization of coal mines. He was also the first chief minister of Maharashtra. Which illustrious personality are we talking about? 5 seconds of time.
John Mathai.
Passing you on John Mathai, RB Public School.
Pass.
Moving across on my right, Sai International Bhubaneswar.
D.Y. Patil.
Passing you on D.Y. Patil, Loyola.
Is it CD Deshmukh?
CD Deshmukh. Well, that was a tough one for the 4 teams here today from the world of Maharashtra. But we are in an East Zone semi-final. Maybe a semi-final earlier, this would have been a very easy question. The answer, Yashwantrao Chauhan. Well, tough one for the teams as we go across to Siliguri. Your question on your screen. Here it comes. Where do these colored and illustrated bridges appear? In the modern world, they have been recreated in a Dutch town. Where do these bridges appear apart from now being recreated from these designs in a Dutch town? Siliguri.
Currency notes.
You got to give me a better answer.
Euro currency notes.
These are all bridges found on the euro.
Currency notes.
A designer created imaginary bridges to appear on the euro currency. Today, these imaginary bridges have been converted into real bridges. Currency notes inspiring construction. Outstanding. 10 points to Army Public. Early days in our quiz here today at the 4th semi-final of RBIQ. But I tell you what, this semi-final has started very differently. 3 teams sharing the early rights. So it can be a close run like a marathon. But we'll know as we progress, and it's time for us to move to the second frontier and play what we call Money Matters. दूसरे राउंड में जिसका नाम है मनी मैटर्स, आपको 6 चॉइसेस मिलेंगे. ये रहा आपके सामने. पीपल, फिक्शन, करेंसी, बैंक्स, इंडिया, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. इनमें से कोई भी एक आप चुन सकते हैं और आपका सवाल उसी सब्जेक्ट से होगा जो आप पसंद करेंगे. 10 points if you get it right. Passing sequence anti-clockwise. Army Public School, Siliguri. What's your choice?
Banks.
Banks is your choice. As we go to banks on your screen. Question coming up now. The proportion by value of bank notes issued in which city would you associate to these 3 banks? There are 3 bank identities. The proportion by value of banknotes issued in which city? And we framed our question carefully and correctly. In which city would these three banks issue banknotes? Not trying is Siliguri.
Geneva.
Geneva. Passing you to Patna. Hong Kong is a city which issues currency notes differently from the country. Outstanding. Outstanding, 10 points. Cleverly crafted answer from Patna as they get a 10. And your subject preference of choice.
Fiction.
Fiction. Alright, here we go. From the world of friction, according to Akira Toriyama, the creator of the fictional currency, 1 zenny is equal to 1 yen. Zenny is often the prize for winning the World Martial Arts Tournament. Where do you see this?
Dragon Ball Z.
From the world of Dragon Ball Z. Ishan International, outstanding. Oh, very good quizzing. They got another 10-pointer. Patna are beginning to do well. They capitalized on a pass. They did not let go of their direct question. That gives them a little bit of attraction against the other teams. Loyola School, Jamshedpur, on my right. Your subject of preference.
India.
Alright, India is your choice. India is what you get. Here we go. This is a Gujarat-based agrochemicals and pigment company called Meghmani Organics. It's listed in the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange. They supply something particular that gives a popular currency its distinction. What is their connection technically to the world of dollars, if I may put it that way? They are a company from Gujarat. They supply something that gives a popular currency its distinction. What's the distinction that they give? It's a company from India in Gujarat. Therefore, something that the world refers to. Loyola School, Jamshedpur.
They supply the ink of the US dollars.
Passing you on the ink, but you got to give me a better answer. Going across, I said, what's the distinction they provide? Yes, the name of the company is Meghmani Organics.
Is it the green color of the $100 bill?
So, what are we therefore referring to?
Die of the $100 bill.
And therefore what? I said therefore they lend, because of what they do, it creates a distinction and a reference, I said. Go on, I'm waiting for you. You're close. You're very, very close, Bhuvaneshwar.
Non-degradable something.
You're drifting away.
It's the $100 bill die, but it's specific in terms that the color is different from the other banknotes which we have.
Passing you, Siliguri.
The dollar notes, they are also called greenbacks because of the green color given to them, and this green color is supplied by this company.
The company supplies green color pigments to the American dollar, and therefore the American dollar is called a greenback.
Greenbacks.
And the name greenback comes because of a Gujarat-based company in India. Fantastic. Outstanding. Seated there in the luxury of your homes, you know today why the American dollar is called a greenback. It's because of our own backyard in Gujarat. Well, when you do research, you find amazing things as we go to our final team. And we'll take a look at what choice they would want to choose. They're left with people, organizations, and currency. Your choice.
People.
People is your choice. Here we go. This is the Belgian franc. It's a series of banknotes dedicated to someone who left their mark for the development of art, culture, etc. over the last century. Who is this person to whom the franc is a tribute? The Belgian franc. Great personality. Not trying.
Is it Mozart?
Passing you on Mozart, Army Public.
Beethoven?
Moving across to Ishan International, Patna. Will they crack this one? That'll keep them in the lead.
Albert Sachs, creator of saxophone. He made the saxophone.
Albert Sachs. Sachs, the creator of the saxophone. Give it to you. He's Adolphe Sachs and not. Give it to you nonetheless. Sachs, the creator of the saxophone, will still give you a 10-pointer. You got the drift right, you got the explanation right, and that'll earn you your 10-pointer on that. Well, this battle seems to be getting really tight. 2 rounds of quizzing done. We'll take a look at where the teams stand. RBIQ quotient is what we call our scorecard. Here it comes. 40 पॉइंट पर ईशान इंटरनेशनल स्कूल पटना आगे हैं. उनके पीछे हैं आर्मी पब्लिक स्कूल सिलीगुड़ी से 20 अंक पर साई इंटरनेशनल स्कूल फ्रॉम भुवनेश्वर on 10, and Loyola, I'm sure, will be buzzing on that buzzer. Patna are in the lead, but just by a fraction. It's not a very comfortable lead. 20 can be erased in 2 shots. For the moment, we move on to the next frontier of our battle here today. It's time to play the Banker's Bank. Four questions, 4 sawal on the buzzer. Plus 10 if you get it right, minus 5 if you get it wrong. All questions on the world of the Banker's Bank. If you press the buzzer while I'm reading a question, you're indicating you know the answer, so I'll stop reading the question at that stage. 4 questions, plus 10, minus 5, hands on the buzzer. Question number 1. Revolution from Above, India's Future and the Citizen Elite is a book by an Indian sociologist and scholar. In the Fulbright program, the Woodrow Wilson program, all of this will lead you to a former RBI director. Tough one on the face of it. Is someone going for it? No one on the buzzer on the first Banker's Bank question. The answer, Mr. Dipankar Gupta. Tough one for the teams. As we go to the second question, it's a visual that's coming up on your screen. Here we go. This lady created this icon, but it did not get selected because Uday Kumar's symbol got selected for the rupee. Her name is Nandita. She is a Harvard-educated architect. Her father is a very famous architect in India, created some amazing locations, including some thoughts for the RBI. Who is her illustrious architect father? Big name in India. Her name is Nandita. In the world of Indian architecture, in the ABC of architects, he is believed to be the C of Indian architecture. Bhuvaneshwar are giving it a shot.
Charles Correa.
Her father, Nandita Correa, Charles Correa, plus 10. Oh, he took the cue, went for it. The legendary Charles Correa's daughter wanted to contribute to creating the rupee symbol for India. Question number 3, hands on the buzzer. During the World War years, there were a lot of financial experiments, including the breakaway from silver currency to fiat money. Which RBI governor presided over this famous and successful experiment? Jamshedpur are giving it a shot.
Dr. C.D. Deshmukh.
Oh, that's a -5 to you. I think that was, well, World War years is what I was talking about. Sir James Taylor, the famous man from the history. Tough one for the teams. Final one, hands on the buzzer. Indian rupee denominations 2, 5, 10 and 100 commemorating with the birth centenary of someone were released on the 24th of August 1970. On whose birth centenary were these issued? The Indian rupee notes of denomination 2, 5, 10 and 100 commemorating the birth centenary of someone was issued or reissued on the 24th of August 1970. The notes significantly bore the signature of B.N. Adarkar, the only notes that bear his signature. These were commemorating the birth centenary of whom? Very workable. Indian rupee notes. +10 waiting to be taken here today. Someone taking a chance on this. 1970 was the reissue. 100 years. Oh, this would be the biggest miss in the national semi-finals. They're going to kick themselves, and they deserve to. Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi. How could you miss something like that at a national semi-final? And why would you not press the buzzer? I saw you saying Mahatma Gandhi. Well, you need to have some courage, and that would have got you to 30 points. If you had gone on Mahatma Gandhi, you get a Charles Correa right, and you miss a Mahatma Gandhi? Well, that would have got you closer to Patna with that answer. But I tell you what, pressure can do a lot in a quiz competition, especially for school children. As we move on to the next frontier, and we'll take a look at the scores after that. At this point, Sai International are in striking distance, along with Army Public School, but still in the lead, Ishan International from Patna. As we move on to the next frontier, it's time to do some lateral thinking. You got to give me an overall answer. For a right one, you would get a 10-pointer, and if you get it wrong, you get a -5. 4 questions on the buzzer. Here's the first one. Take a look. It's a huge Indian conglomerate, which is your answer. On your screens now. It's a huge engineering conglomerate in India. Bharathidasan Institute of Management. It's an important management institute, blessed and patronized by them. Mr. B. Prasada Rao is the man in charge of this enterprise. They contribute immensely to the Indian Railways. Someone's taken a shot at it. It's Jamshedpur.
BEML.
Oh, I have a feeling he got the drift right, but he got the answer wrong. -5 to you. It's BHEL. Well, Bharat Heavy Electronics is a -5. Loyola thinking well, but getting it wrong. As we go on to the next one, I'm looking for a famous Indian to emerge out of this. Here we go.
हमने तो नहीं सोचा था कभी ये पल भी आएगा होंगे जुदा हम होंगे जुदा हम, हर दिल बूढ़ा या बच्चा एक ही.
On my left, on the buzzer, Army Public School from Siliguri. I said we're looking for a famous Indian. Go ahead.
CNR Rao.
Professor CNR Rao. Explain.
Chemistry, because well he's studying in this. IISc, I guess he has something to do with this. And Sachin Tendulkar, because along with Sachin Tendulkar he got the Bharat Ratna.
Video is Sachin Tendulkar. Professor CNR Rao got his Bharat Ratna with Sachin. Indian Institute of Science, CNR Rao. That's an understandable one. Understanding Chemistry is a book actually for children by Professor CNR Rao. Outstanding quiz. Oh, very good, Siliguri. That's brought them in striking distance of Patna. Patna have been quiet for a while. I guess somewhere, either they're going to hit the buzzer knowing the answer, or pressure will push them to push the buzzer. Here's the next one coming on your screens now.
Did you see that? I just was like, what?
Oh, I have received a message
From the universe?
from the messenger,
Oh, yeah, of course.
our greatest master.
All of this will lead you to one single identity. Sri Lankan Airlines uses it. Something from Indian mythology, gods of India. Oh, they're on the buzzer is Jamshedpur. I didn't hear the beep there. On my right, Jamshedpur. Yes?
Garuda.
Garuda. Oh, explain that to me.
Garuda, because Sri Lankan airline. That is a random guess.
Garuda is a random guess.
Yeah.
Well, they actually thought it out well, but they landed on the wrong side of it. It's not the Garuda, but the peacock that I was looking for. That is Kartikeya, as they would call it, or Subramanya, the son of Lord Shiva. His vehicle is a peacock. The Sri Lankan airline uses the peacock as its mascot. The peacock is the main character in Kung Fu 2. And the world is ruled in many ways by the beauty of a peacock. Well, tough one for them. Garuda not quite helping them here today. As we move on to the final question, it could be a crucial one if Army Public School get it right. On your screens, here we go. All right, Jamshedpur are on the buzzer again.
The Dandi March.
The Dandi March. Explain that to me.
The map there shows the route followed by the Dandi March.
Okay.
That movie is probably a scenario where the British are stopping the Dandi March,
Okay.
and that's Mahatma Gandhi who led the Dandi March.
Your answer, the Dandi March. Loyola School Jamshedpur won't give up on the buzzer, but this time they're right. Put your hands together for them. The Dandi March will help them get a 10-pointer. Army Public School will be thinking they should have gone for the buzzer a little early. Here is why I make that observation. RBIQ quotient tells this story. Sai International are on 20. Army Public School Siliguri on 30. Ishan International are on 40. But they've been on 40 for a while now. Probably had their hands on that final question when Dandi March came up, but then Jamshedpur were faster than them on the buzzer. The final frontier of our battle will determine who goes into the national final. 3 teams in with a chance: Bhubaneswar, Siliguri and Patna. As we move on to the final frontier of our battle here today, it's time for us to play Clue Boxes. On the clue boxes, you will get 4 questions, plus 10 if you get it right, minus 10 if you get it wrong. So play the game very carefully. I'll show you an example of how the boxes will appear, and then we'll move to our 4 questions. On your screen, here's an example. Early in 2014, the central bank of this country announced that the US dollar, pound sterling, euro, Indian rupee, and Japanese yen would all be accepted as legal currency in that country because its own currency had not been recognized anymore. Well, if you got that right, sitting in your homes, the answer is Zimbabwe. And teams, if you're ready, the number of boxes on your screen will tell you the number of letters in the answer. And on your screen, the questions will start coming up as I read it out to you. Starting with the first one, +10, -10, be careful. Here we go. This country adopted the euro in 2002, even though it declared independence from its home currency, the dinar, only in 2008, because the Deutschmark was the most used currency in this region during wartime inflation. Which country was this? 6 letters for an answer. Very workable. Bhuvaneshwar have gone for it.
Kuwait.
Kuwait is what you went for. -10 to you. -10 to you on Kuwait. The answer that I was looking for, Kosovo. Kosovo. Why would Kuwait adopt euro as a currency? Well, that was a bad one to get. I think you focused more on the dinar than the euro. As we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer. Bhuvaneshwar have lost a crucial 10. Question number 2 on your screens now. In 1987 budget in India presented by Rajiv Gandhi, after VP Singh quit the government, a tax was introduced in India for the first time. It was called the Dash Tax. It was something which concerned India's business community. They're going for it.
Corporate tax?
Corporate tax got introduced in India for the first time by Rajiv Gandhi. What they want is a +10. What they get is a +10. Hands together! Army Public School are firing just at the right time. 2 questions to go. Army Public School Siliguri are on 40. Ishan International School from Patna on 40. 2 final questions in the final semi-final. Question on your screen. Here we go. Rupee-denominated bonds by Indian entities in overseas markets are named after the Hindi word for a mix that is popular worldwide.
Masala?
Masala bonds. Is that an answer or is that a guess?
Answer.
Is that an answer? If they get a 10, they'll be in the lead. Patna will be under pressure. Siliguri +10. +10! Army Public School from Siliguri are clawing their way right back into the quiz, and now they're in the lead. As we move to the final question, hands on the buzzer. Question on your screen. Here it comes now. They've gone for it. In 2003, SAARC proposed a common currency like the euro for all its member countries based on the Arthashastra. What was this common currency for SAARC nations called? 4-letter word mentioned in the Arthashastra. Patna couldn't have got a better question than Arthashastra. Well, that is destiny. It's your shot. You get it right, you force a tiebreaker. You get it wrong, Siliguri goes into the national final. They've taken the right decision by going for the buzzer. 4-letter word for an answer comes from the Arthashastra. The currency that was proposed for SAARC nations? You got to answer now. I've been very liberal on the time with your buzzer.
Run from Raniti.
Run from Rananiti. I told you, somewhere pressure will make them press the buzzer. They need a 10. Ladies and gentlemen, in the national final, as our fourth team, Army Public School from Siliguri. A -10 to Ishan International. The answer is the word rupa. Rupa comes from Arthashastra, which is also the derivative word actually for rupiah, which in Sanskrit means silver, which later went on to become India's currency, which is rupee. But rupa is something that is mentioned often in the Arthashastra. A fascinating battle here today. Ishan International School playing a little overcautious is the way I would put it. They had the quiz in their hands with 40 in the first half of the quiz and then kind of drifted away. Army Public School did something that every school child is taught. Perhaps they did something that one would advise in the world of investments too. Be systematic with an investment plan. That's probably what they did. They were systematic, they were continuous, and one simple thing they did, with all of us must learn, never ever give up. That's what they did. They just kept fighting and fighting, and at the end of the day, they find themselves in the national final. The final scores on your screen as we take a look at RBIQ quotient in the fourth semi-final here today. 50 to Army Public School, 30 to Ishan International, but that would well be 40. They had to go for it on the last question, and that really created the difference. But ladies and gentlemen, it arguably must be the closest of semi-finals we had, because if Sai International had got that one right, they would have moved to 30. If they had just pressed the buzzer on Mahatma Gandhi, the game would have been very different. Well, time for us to move straight into our prizes here today and to congratulate our teams on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed our pleasure and privilege to have amidst us here today at the East Zone semi-final, the Executive Director of the Reserve Bank of India, Mr. Deepak Singhal. Please join us on stage, sir. We'll start with Loyola School from Jamshedpur, Rahul and Tanaj. Put your hands together for them. Let's keep the applause going. And we now move to the team from Bhubaneswar who came so close. Vivek and Akshat from Sai International School. Well done. Ishan International Public School will look at this quiz like they lost a one-day match on the last ball. It almost comes close to that, but they definitely could have scored more in between. But an outstanding team, Aditya and Siddharth, well done. Congratulations to you. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, it's not for nothing that they say perseverance pays. It certainly did in this semi-final. Army Public School, our champion. Their gifts for qualifying. Professor C.N.R. Rao to corporate to the good Indian masala, everything what they got right.
This is the fourth edition of the Reserve Bank of India quiz. We started with 30 schools in the first year. This year we have covered 60 centers and hundreds of schools. Thousands of children have participated in this, more than 1,000 in each edition. The idea behind this quiz was that Reserve Bank wanted to connect with the youth. Reserve Bank wanted the youth to understand the role that the Reserve Bank has played in the Indian economy. They also wanted them to read up on banking and finance, be aware. It's a part of our financial literacy campaign. The children have been participating very enthusiastically. We have been extremely happy with the response. In fact, across the length and breadth of the country, right from all 4 zones, the participation has been huge, and Reserve Bank is delighted with the outcome of this quiz. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a remarkable semi-final that was. It looked like Patna even as we entered the final round. But from there, Siliguri just not giving up and will go into the national final as our 4th finalist. They will be joined in the national final, of course, by Varanasi, Nagpur, and Mangalore. Phenomenal 4 teams in the national final. You certainly would not want to miss the action on that one. But for the moment, from me, pick brain, from all of us here today at Doordarshan and from everyone at the Reserve Bank of India, you are watching RBIQ. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.